Good morning, students. Dear students, I have given a problem in the house test, but nobody has solved it. So the problem was find greatest and least resultant of two forces whose magnitude are 90 Newton and 70 Newton respectively by making suitable conjunctions. Comment on your results. So the solution of the problem is the two forces are F1, this is equal to 90 Newton, and second force is its magnitude F2, its magnitude is 70 Newton. So the resultant by parallelogram law of forces, R is the resultant of the two forces and its magnitude is F1 square plus F2 square plus 2F1 F2 cos theta under root. So putting the value of F1 and F2 in this equation, we get 90 square plus 70 square plus 2 F1 90 Newton F2 70 Newton cos theta under root. So this is 8100 plus 4900 plus 12600 cos theta under root. So then the resultant force R is equal to 13,000 plus 12600 cos theta. So this is our required equation for the resultant force. So the question is we have to find greatest and least resultant. Greatest means maximum value of the resultant force and least means minimum value of the resultant force. So in this equation the value of R is maximum when cos theta is maximum. So the value of cos theta maximum is when maximum value of cos theta is 1. So it means theta is equal to cos inverse 1. So theta is equal to 0 degree. So put this value of the cos theta in this equation, we get maximum value of the resultant force. Maximum means 13,000 plus 12600 cos theta. So cos 0 degree under root. So this is 13,000 plus 12600 cos 0 is equal to 1 under root. So the value of the resultant force is 160 Newton. So the maximum value of the resultant force is 160 Newton. So second, the resultant force R is minimum when the cos theta is minimum. So cos theta is minimum, the minimum value of cos theta is minus 1. So it means theta is equal to cos inverse minus 1. So it means theta is equal to 180 degree. So put this value of cos theta in this equation, we get, so R maximum, its value is 160 Newton. So then resultant force R is minimum. This is 13,000 plus 12600 cos 180 degree. So it means cos 180 degrees. So this is 13,000 plus 12600 cos 180 degree is equal to minus 1. So this is minimum value of the resultant force 13,000 minus 12600 under root. So this is 400 under root. So this is 20 Newton. So the minimum value of the resultant force is 20 Newton. So minimum 20 Newton. Now so the greatest mean maximum value of the resultant force. Its magnitude is 160 Newton. And least resultant mean minimum value of the resultant force. Its magnitude is 20 Newton. So the R is maximum. R is maximum, that is its value is 160 Newton when theta is equal to 0. When theta is equal to 0 degree. So it means the two forces act along the same straight line. So it means the two forces are acting along same straight line in the same direction. So this is force F1 and second force it is F2. So the two forces act along the same straight line and in the same direction. So second, the force R is minimum. The resultant force is minimum, least value. So this is equal to 20 Newton. When the two forces F1 and F2 act along the same straight line, but in the opposite direction. So second case, so it is like this. The two forces act along the same straight line. So this is the force F1 and second force is F2. Second force, it acts along the same straight line but in the opposite direction, that is theta. Angle theta is equal to 180 degree. So in the first case theta was 0 degree. So the two forces act along the same straight line in the same direction. Second, in the R is minimum when the two forces act along the same straight line but in the opposite direction, that is theta is equal to 180 degree. So the second question is find magnitude and direction of resultant force for a force system as shown in this figure. So this is the force system and we have to find the resultant force. So we will resolve the forces horizontally and vertically and find out the resultant. So first, resolving the forces horizontally. Resolving the forces horizontally. So then sigma h. Sigma h means sum of component of all the forces along x-axis. So this is equal to 40 cos 0 degree. Means the angle the 40 kilonewton force makes with positive direction of x-axis. So this is x-axis and this is our y-axis. This is x dash, y dash. This is positive direction of x-axis. This is negative x-axis, means x dash. This is positive x, y-axis. This is negative y-axis. This is negative x-axis. So 40 cos 0 degree plus 60 cos 270 degree means the 60 kilonewton force makes angle 270 degree with positive direction of x-axis. So this is uh, uh, 60 kilonewton force and its angle with the positive direction of x-axis is this one, means 180 plus 90 270 degrees. Similarly 35 cos 180 degree. So 35 kilonewton force makes angle 180 degree with positive direction of x-axis. So fourth force is 25 cos 270 degree. So this is 40 cos 0 is 1 plus 60. So cos 270 degree 0 plus 35 cos 180 degree, its value is minus 1, and 25 cos 270 degree, it is 0. So this is 40 plus 0, 35 minus 1, this is 35 plus 0. So this is 40 minus 35 plus 5 kilonewton. So it means sigma h. So sigma h is equal to plus 5 kilonewton. Means sum of horizontal component of all the forces along x-axis. Its magnitude is plus 25 kilonewton. Then resolving the forces vertically. Resolving the forces vertically means along y-axis, along positive direction of y-axis. So means sigma v. Sigma v means sum of vertical component of the forces along y-axis. So it means 40 sine 0 degree plus 60 sine 270 degree plus 35 sine 180 degree plus 25 sine 270 degree. So 40 sine 0 is equal to 0 plus 60. So sine 270 degree minus 1. So plus 35 sine 180 degree, it is 0 plus 25 sine 270 degree, its value is minus 1. So this is minus 60 plus minus 25. So this is minus 85 kilonewton. So sigma v. Sigma v means sum of vertical component of forces, its magnitude is minus 85 kilonewton. Then the resultant force R. So the resultant force R is equal to sigma h square plus sigma v square under root. So sigma h square, this is 5 square plus sigma v, it is minus 85 square under root. So the value of the resultant force is 25 plus 7225 under root. Then the resultant force, its magnitude is 85.14 kilonewton. So the resultant force, the magnitude of the resultant force is 85.14 kilonewton. So second, direction of the resultant force. So we know, so let alpha is the angle which the resultant force R makes with x-axis. So alpha is angle which resultant force R makes with horizontal. Then tan alpha. So tan alpha is equal to sigma V upon sigma H. So sigma V, sigma H is positive. So this is x dash x and y dash. So sigma H positive plus 5 kilonewton. So this is sigma H. Its value is plus 5 kilonewton. Then sigma V is minus 85. So it means it lies in the fourth quadrant. So this is sigma V. So this is negative. So along y dash. So then this is the resultant force. So this is resultant force. This is sigma H. This is sigma V. And this is angle alpha. This is the resultant. So it means this is first quadrant, this is second quadrant, third quadrant, and fourth quadrant. So the resultant force R, it lies in the fourth quadrant. This is the angle alpha. So tan alpha is equal to sigma V. Sigma V is 5. Sigma V, its value is 85, and sigma H, it is 5. So this is 17. So it means alpha is equal to tan inverse 17. So its value is 86 degree 38 minutes. So the angle alpha, it is 86 degree 38 minutes. So the resultant force R makes angle 86 degree 38 minutes with x-axis, and the resultant force R lies in the fourth quadrant as shown in this figure. Thank you.